Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is episode 35, Turnabout Cosmic, which is the fourth, it would be the fourth trial in the ongoing series. And this one is going to be about a rogue or distant Apollo Justice. So, which is why he has that interesting look on the thumbnail. All bandaged up. This takes place after the courtroom exploded. And Apollo Justice has basically put in his leave of absence at Anything Agency, or Wright Anything Agency. So that's where we are in terms of the story now. Oh, careful, sweet pea. Okay, so game selection. Oh, wait. Yeah, game selection. So there are only two cases left in Dual Destinies, which is the Cosmic one, and then episode 5, because we already did the special episode, which was very long, actually. And that took place before the events of episode 3. Yeah, so we're all over the place in terms of continuity, but it's Ace Attorney. That happens all the time. The Cosmic Turnabout. Oops, I spelled it wrong.
Sometimes they put it in different order for dramatic effect. So, Luke, guess what Disney character we unlocked today? You want to guess?
Gaston?
Yeah, Gaston.
Okay.
Pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He was really egotistical.
Okay. Alright, guys and gals, you know the drill. 100 likes, first goal. And let's get into the Cosmic Turnabout. Brand new case in Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Boom. The courtroom bombing incident. A terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of law. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts, but... No anime? Usually I thought there's anime at the beginning of this. Ted Tonate was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing.
That was disturbing.
Yeah, it was weird. If only it were that simple, though. Somehow, I can't help but think. Creepy. That there's a darker influence at work here. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. After all, I've got more than a few personal stakes in it. Episode 4, The Cosmic Turnabout. Now anime.
Cool.
One hour remaining until launch. Please begin your final equipment check.
Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
Come in, Act 2. Come in. Do you copy?
And another murder is committed.
Disturbing.
Yep. No one is safe in Ace Attorney. Ever.
They're astronauts.
Astronauts are not safe in Ace Attorney.
Look, there's nobody on the ship except for people that work together in a small team.
Learn this now. There is no one safe in Ace Attorney. Anyone can be killed. Anyone can be a suspect. anyone.
I can't believe that.
You could be a suspect.
I could not be a suspect. Look how...
Pretty girls always go to jail in Ace Attorney.
That doesn't happen in real life. They always get off.
No, they don't. Pretty privilege doesn't exist. Okay, here we go. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5, because number 4 went ba-boom. Time for another trial to begin. But this one is different. Sorry to bother you, bud. Oh, that's her. Whoops.
Are you alright, Apollo?
I was making a scary face just now? Oh, hi, Juniper. Yeah, I'm fine. I was just doing my Cords of Steel exercises.
Wow, Juniper's dressed completely different.
I know. Now I'm ready to go. Well, I mean, it's... What is it, like a year later or something like that? Her hair is much longer now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's so long, it's like wrapped up in balls at the end.
Yeah.
Who knows how long it really is. Yes, knowing you, I'm sure you'll be just fine, Apollo. Oh, I brought you a present from my garden.
I guess she's not being a judge anymore. Is this a lotus root?
That's right. My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes.
Oh.
She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. Maybe later you can cook it and...
Thanks for this. I'm gonna have some right now.
Oh, my! I think
Kind of tough, though.
You were supposed to cook it, I think. I don't think you can eat that raw.
Ugh, cat hair.
Whoops.
Kind of tough, though.
You can't eat it raw, Apollo, but thank you for the enthusiastic try.
Whoops. If she didn't think me weird before, she will now. I've got to calm down.
Oops. Apollo, I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? Oh, I get it, you sly little thing, you. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Athena, stop.
Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start in any second. Is everything all set?
Oh, Apollo, Apollo. When will you ever figure it out?
Figure what out? Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Wait, that was a sigh? Alright. So anyway, guys and gals, let's keep those likes up if we haven't already. Thank you very much. That was a sigh. That was something.
Yeah.
This is it. It's all over for me. They're gonna find me guilty.
Wow, dude. Is this how you really dress as an astronaut?
This is our client, Mr. Solomon Soul Starbuck. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine.
Okay.
You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually very upbeat and a driven person. The scene of the crime this time happened to the Cosmos Space Center. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much.
Oh, the Space Center, not in space.
Yeah, Space Center. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd ask about space travel, and he'd launch into a story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, the man was 100% my hero.
Nice.
Are you sure you're okay with being my lawyer, Apollo?
Of course I am. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder.
Thanks, but... I was supposed to be in space right about now.
What?
Wow, he's so desperate, it almost seems like an act. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock, though.
I'll probably never get a chance to go into space again.
Probably not.
Don't say that. Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Besides, you just have to go into space again.
Yeah, I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I just rotted away in a cell.
Clay Turan? I can't believe he was murdered. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command, sir.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life so much as him, that's for sure. He was always so full of energy, telling me, "You're fine, Mr. Starbuck." Oh, I think that's Apollo's friend.
Oh, wow.
I think that's where Apollo got the line from. How could something like this happen to a guy like him? I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Clay's gone and I'm going to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now. Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine. Ah, what is it? What's with you yelling? I'll get to the bottom of this today, you'll see. In exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise. Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence? Oh, well, about that. We didn't get to investigate the area as much as I'd have liked, thanks to the police. I'm done for. I'm a goner. Everybody thinks I did it. Though, I was gonna soar like a comet, but I'm just gonna crash like a meteorite. Now, don't say that, Mr. Starbuck.
Don't count yourself out just yet.
I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you've got to keep going.
And what about you, Apollo?
What about me?
I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend?
We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you ready to go?
Apollo!
The trial's about to begin, and defense, please proceed to the courtroom.
Okay, here we go.
This is it. This is the one trial I can't afford to lose. So, if you guys don't know who that is, that's the famous bailiff. I always make that the same bailiff, like in every Ace Attorney game. So it's Mr. Meeks, I believe, is his name. I'm doing a extended continuity.
You're doing a returning
character. Even though it's not him, it's just kind of fun. All right, for Clay's sake and our clients, I will find For Clay's sake and our clients, I will find Clay's killer.
December 16th, 9:55 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
Court starts. Meet Mr. Starbucks.
How did that happen that he became his best friend? Yeah, it seems like there are two different jobs.
They came from the same high school. That's
okay. All right, yeah, good question, OH, because it was like, they're
from the same high school.
That makes sense.
All right, guys, we're about 12 minutes in, 81 likes. Let's keep going. We only have about 50 people here, so let's get some more people in. All rise for the Honorable Me. Court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck.
For the Honorable Me?
Yes, the Honorable Me, the judge. My throat is not 100% right now, but...
I want some tea, Meats.
I have juice. The defense is ready, Your Honor, and I'm missing an eye.
Oh my god.
Excuse me, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? What happened to your eye? Oh. I'm fine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Well then, are you sure? I don't,
Oh my gosh,
I'm fine, Your Honor. The defense is ready.
Oh my gosh, what if...
Well then.
I was just imagining his...
Doesn't he have a concussion or something?
Like, what if blood started seeping through the bandage or something? Oh my god.
I thought that's what happened.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Your Honor. My partner here in crime, my partner-in-law is,
I have a concussion, I'm fine!
He's hemorrhaging from his face. He's been like this since yesterday. He keeps insisting it's just a sty.
Well, as long as he doesn't start bleeding everywhere, I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss.
I've already wiped up the...
If there's pus, then he has to go to the nurse's office. Maybe he's entering a touchy age then. I gouged out my eye and I'm fine. Very well. The prosecution may now call, it's you again. Yes, I'm the prosecutor in this game. I miss the other guy. The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence.
The prosecution doesn't appear to be ready. He's just standing there looking at his, shackles.
Yep.
Not yet, I'm not quite ready yet.
Oh my gosh, he broke his shackles.
Ah! Well, this is bad. The prosecution is now ready.
Wow, it didn't take him long this time.
Wait, does this take place before the bombing or after?
I don't know.
The bombing case is right there. I'm so confused. What's up with Blackwell?
Now then, I shall give you the opening statement.
Silence.
Or not.
Yeah.
I shall not give you the opening statement.
Peter says, we're all gonna die. He broke his G.
I'll do it. What? Well, that's an unsuspected... I'm shocked! This time, I can't leave it to anyone else. I see. Well, something is off with the two of you today. It's like watching two very angry junkyard dogs. You both seem somehow different. And Apollo has a eye trophy. Eye bandage.
Oh my god.
Is there something I need to know about you schoolboys doing before my court?
If I ever lose an eye, you're gonna be like still married to me, but you're gonna talk about it every video.
Oh, yes.
You're gonna be like, Amber, keep an eye on the chat. Make sure you
Keep looking out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You need to
At least
make
you'll
sure
stay
that you're looking at the whole picture.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Well, it's hard for me to do the judge because I just woke up. My vocal cords need time to resonate. Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. This is a surprise.
It was just yesterday. I went to the space station. The crime in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center.
Ah, that famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right?
Astronomy. It's astronomy, you idiot! Anyway, a rocket was set to launch from there. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site. Two explosive devices were detonated and the launch was cancelled.
My word! 2 bombs? How dreadful!
The defendant in today's trial is charged with both the bombing and with murder. One Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever insane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in.
Solomon Starbuck, I recognize that name. Isn't he that famous astronaut?
Correct, your baldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of HAT-1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success, meow. Sorry guys, Link. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. I suppose you could say he's a living legend.
Sorry.
What do you need?
He's about to attack her. Let her sleep. She's having a good sleep, Link.
Some say it was a miracle he returned alive.
Yes, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right?
Oh.
They even turned that incident into a movie and everything.
Mankind hope for the future. I've got to make it back alive.
Oh, it's like Apollo 13 movie.
I guess so, yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
We've got a real space pioneer in court today.
But even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand.
Ah, yes. The victim was one Clay Terran, a subordinate of the defendant.
Indeed, a loyal disciple brutally stabbed to death by his mentor.
Oh.
Stabbed to death, you say? You mean his death wasn't the result of the bombing? Correct. Despite his lofty dreams, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant. And so he was sent not into space, but to the universe which we mortals cannot see. Clay!
I think I've heard enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point. However, there is one thing I'm curious about. The metal box next to the witness stand? What purpose does it serve exactly?
Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin.
What? Have mercy on me!
I jest. It's evidence.
Wow.
Due to its immense size, we've little choice but to lay it here. Rests now. We shall get the contents of the box in due time.
Phew! I feel like I lost 50 years off my life again. I'm a pretty young man.
Does he even have 50 years left?
I heard that! I'll hold you in contempt!
Inner monologue, Athena! Inner monologue!
Oh, inner monologue!
Enough jabbering.
Hello, everyone! Bobby Fulbright's the name, and justice we trust! Ah, Detective Fulbright, good morning. Very well then, please explain the details of this incident to the court, if you would. On it, first, take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Space Center. In it, you will find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center. It's pretty neat. Ah, here we are. For a moment, more detailed look at what's on the left side of this building. You'll see... Take a look at this cross-section that we have the police created. The police created... Oh, never mind. See the launch pad in the main building? The launch pad is the square building, and the round structure is the main building, right? You got it, Judge. You get a gold star. The incident took place in the launch pad, one in the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony. It'll make it easier to understand. Ha-ha!
Space Center diagram added to the court record. Alright, guys, good job on 100 likes. 120 likes is your next goal. Okay. The Cosmic Turnabout. Start. Okay, so we've got our good buddy, testimony, details of the case. Details of the case. This game is not letting me rest on my stuff at the moment. Alright, here we go.
Sorry.
It's okay. Details of the case. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom!
Oh, no!
On the second floor of the space station's main building, located here, and in Launch Pad number 1. Thankfully, only 2 astronauts were in Launch Pad 1 at the time. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. But after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death.
Oh, wow.
A murder on the top of a bombing. Detective, the victim was already dead by the time you arrived at the lounge, correct?
Yup. Thinking he sabotaged the bombing, the defendant killed him right there in the rocket.
Just look at this tragic photo!
Ow.
Oof.
My, is that knife in the victim's chest?
Disturbing.
Yes, Your Honor. It's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dreams.
Oh my gosh.
We couldn't get any prints off it, though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit.
Utility knife added to the court record. Play nice, Link.
By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in this photograph? We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprint to confirm his identity, after all. Yes. It would be very difficult to identify him without a face or a fingerprint. He'd just be an astronaut man. Now there's just one thing I'd like to inquire about. What is this round thing next to the victim in this photo?
Something of importance to the victim. He took it with him as he escaped the launch pad. A capsule that apparently contains asteroid samples.
Well, obviously valuable for research purposes. It's no relation to this case. I see. So, we know that the bomb in the main building was on the second floor. But where was the bomb that was in the launch pad located?
Ah, that one was on the rocket itself. It was situated around the central part of the rocket. Apparently, the area around the launch pad's elevator was a sea of flames. I would like to submit this diagram report into the record.
Bombing report added to the court record.
The trial's just started, and we're already in a bind, Apollo.
You get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right?
Oh, right.
What the two astronauts were doing during the bombing. That'll be the key.
Cross-examination of me! Details of the case. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom!
Oh, wow.
How powerful were the explosions?
Well, the one in the main building wasn't strong enough to bring the place down. But the room it went off was burned black. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Due in large part, of course, to me stepping up to lead the evacuation. Ha-ha!
Wait, what were you doing there in the first place, Detective Fulbright?
Ha-ha! I'm Bobby Fulbright, hero of justice. I'll be there wherever and whenever people need my help. I'll go to the other end of the world, or even the edge of the universe!
I'm not sure he knows how far that actually is. But I guess I'll leave that one alone. Huh. Admirable decision, Justice Dono.
What'd he decide? What?
Anyway, could you describe what it was like at the Space Center at the time?
The bomb cut the power to the central bank of elevators in the 3rd floor lounge. It was pitch black in there, I tell you. However, the security cameras and whatnot were running on emergency backup.
And how did the evacuations go?
Immediately and heroically whisked people down to the Space Center's basement shelter. The basement shelter? Yes, there's an emergency shelter beneath the Space Center. This is hard to do.
Yeah, you have all the voices.
I have all the voices to do. Someone help.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. An emergency shelter, huh? Wow, I get 1 line for Luke's 50,000 lines.
A second line!
Oh, here it is, at the bottom of the diagram. Wow, I guess you're the lead on this, Apollo. And you're also the judge, and you're Fulbright, and you're the other prosecutor. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna lose my voice.
The Space Center's pretty impressive to have its own shelter. Evacuation report has been added to the court record.
Yay!
The power outage and the evacuation seem unrelated to the murder at this point. You see how I'm thinking? I'm not doing this. The power outage and evacuation seem unrelated to the murder at this point! Because I'm thinking in my head, so unless he's a crazy person, he would be shouting.
Well, someday I'll be Morgan Freeman. You'll be my awesome voice coach that taught me how to do things correctly.
I mean, I've never had a voice coach. I just did radio for a while. I guess I'll leave that aside for now. So, where were the 2 explosions in total correct? I'm so tired, I thought it said, so where were the 2 explosions in the hotel correct? Because I'm just tired.
Yep, that's right. One on the 2nd floor of the Space Center's main building and one in the launch pad. It's called Build Up.
Let me get this straight. Mr. Starbuck rigged a rocket he was going to board with explosives?
What are you talking about?
If the defendant really did plant the bomb on his own rocket, he'd get caught in the explosion as well!
Yes, I had thought of that as well. That doesn't seem like it'd be very wise. Fine. A simpleton for a simpleton. Fulbright, the motive, please. Understood. The defendant actually had astrophobia.
What?
Astrophobia? What's that?
What, is that a disease?
A fear of space, naturally. Just the thought of space can cause the afflicted to freeze up. And so, in his terror, the defendant found a way to stop the launch at the last minute. That's absurd!
Unfortunately for you, we have evidence. Take a look at these drugs!
Oh my god.
What are they?
I said they're drugs! These are anti-anxiety tablets we found among the defendant's possessions. Apparently, he was taking them in secret to quell his fears.
Oh wow.
Huh. There are a multitude of problems with the rocket Mr. Starbuck rode 7 years ago. Rumor has it threatened to crash a number of times as well. That was, of course, very traumatic for Mr. Starbuck.
Objection!
Objection.
Hold on, I can barely see. But that doesn't mean he'd go far enough to blow up his own ship. That's crazy.
Silence, fool.
Huh. The defendant couldn't bear to mar his good name, now could he? Not after the media had branded him Soul Starbuck Space Pioneer Extraordinaire. Huh. Given these conditions, the defendant could hardly run away like some base mutt. What? So that's why you think he resorted to bombing? That's just stupid and lame. You're lame. Naturally, you're lamer. He constructed the act of sabotage in an attempt to blow up the Space Center, which would effectively abort the mission, but spare his reputation.
Now, I'm sure you understand why we have to bring justice down on this atrocious criminal. My testimony continues. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in the launch pad at the time. Aha!
Hold it!
Are you sure it was only the 2 of them?
It was just before the spaceship was set to launch, so of course it was only those 2.
Well, there could have been somebody else inside the rocket.
Silence!
Huh.
The notion of a third party in a launch pad is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by fingerprint recognition device. Try saying that 5 times fast. Allow me to state up front that there are precious few with that clearance to do so.
A fingerprint recognition device. I said that wrong. Recognition device, there it is. It sounds as futuristic and complex as the Space Center. Actually, it's not as amazing as you think, Your Honor. Take a look at this photo. Meow.
Stop it, Link!
This door is the lounge with a fingerprint lock. Only a personnel whose fingerprints are registered can pass through. I see. That is very different from what I had in mind. There is a record of the number of people that passed through the door yesterday. Yes, there is. Only 3. The defendant, the victim, and... the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos.
Then doesn't that mean it's possible that the director is the one who done it?
Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28, doing his job directing the launch. Besides, having an alibi has no motive for committing these senseless acts.
He has a point. I guess the director can't be considered a suspect then. Phooey.
Totally. Launchpad 1 door. Launchpad 1. Door locked. Added to the court record.
Alright guys, let's get some more peeps in here. We're at 112 likes with about 64 people watching. And thank you again, I believe Jesto Kenobi was the super chat. I might have missed it. I'll watch the stream from the beginning when I get home from work. Love you guys.
We love you too, Justo Kenobi. Thank you so much.
And also welcome A. Beckler as a new member today. So thank you.
Alright, thank you, A. Beckler, for becoming a member. And thank you, Justo Kenobi, for the super chat and the awesome kind words. You guys are breathtaking. Thank you so much.
Alright, let's continue. I need to have a drink of my juice. 1 second, please. It's important to stay hydrated when doing so many different character voices because I'm stretching my vocal cords. I hope you all appreciate this. Okay. Think, All Might. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge.
Hold it!
So while it would appear that the pair barely escaped with their lives, in actuality, one of them had already been murdered inside the rocket.
That's the angle the prosecution wants to push, correct?
You got it! In fact, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. If the victim has been alive, he would have for sure tried to stop the bombing.
Is there any chance Mr. Terrain could have been killed before he boarded the rocket?
They were both alive and well at boarding time and embarked under their own power. Their hearts full of hopes and dreams of space!
And then both their hopes and dreams were dashed.
If I may continue my explanation, after the evacuation order was given, the defendant made his escape carrying the victim to make it look like a rescue. But after he escaped, one of the two was found stabbed to death. Oh.
Oh.
That delivery didn't come out well. And who was the first to find the victim?
Actually, there were two of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm.
Oh, wow.
Arm.
Whoa, this takes place before the bombing.
Oh.
One of them was a detective? Yup, Detective Arms specializes in bombings, you see. She and the director were ordering the evacuation following the explosives. They were also worried about the astronauts, so they hurried over to the boarding lounge. And that's when they discovered the victim along with the defendant.
Two witnesses, huh? And one of them is a detective. I doubt either one would have anything to say that would help me.
I think that pretty much covers the details of this case. Only the victim and the defendant were on the launch pad when the former was killed. If there is truth, then Mr. Starbuck could have carried out this crime.
What little I could get out of him only hurt my case.
Huh. Justice Dono, foolish is the warrior who rushes headlong into battle. Preparation is an essential element of battle, so I advise you to take a gander at this.
What is it?
Footage from the security camera. As the two astronauts emerge from the bowels of the launch pad in one corridor, the boarding lounge security captured their desperate escape.
Oh, wow.
Now, I would like to direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim.
What? What?
All right, order in the court, I say.
Disturbing.
This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting. I should have known Blackwell would have something like this ready.
All right.
Oh, security camera video has been added to the court record.
Thank you.
Video showing the defendant and victims escape from the corridor. Link, don't even think about it.
Leave me alone. Security footage.
Video showing the defendant and the victims escape from the corridor to the boarding lounge.
Oh, Link, you knocked over my thing in the middle of the time code. Stop that.
Oh, that link.
Did it even actually do? Alright. Okay, Linky, stop being a pain in the butt. Ow.
Apollo? Is everything okay?
No.
How exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? I mean...
I don't even see a knife. Ah, I see what you mean. Whether
Yeah.
Clay was alive or not at this point is pretty crucial. Alright. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage, if you will. Isn't it possible that Mr. Terrain was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him?
Shouting already? Why, I believe you're right. I don't see a stabby stab device. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship.
Silence.
Perhaps what looks like a one-eyed hothead and a dotard, but it only makes sense if the victim's dead body.
What? What do you mean? I don't see any... He looks like he's tired.
Fulbright, explain it to Justice Dono here. You got it ready, kid.
If the murder occurred in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. There's cameras. Anyone can enter the lounge, after all. But doing it while they were alone in the spaceship, that's a horse of a different color.
Objection!
Now we're talking about horses? But you can't deny there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out.
Silence.
Huh.
Whoa.
Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based in your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic. Kitty, don't eat that.
Whoa.
Stop it!
But it sounded perfectly logical to me.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objections... Meow. Stop it! You're making me turn into a cat! I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close.
Objections? Well,
Hold it!
Yay, it's Athena's time to shine.
Your Honor, the defense requests time to rest his voice because he's having to do too many voices for this case. And a little time to think about this.
Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need. He needs to be a man and do what he's told. He's a streamer.
What is it, Athena? I'm fine. I'm just
You're-
missing an eye.
Apollo, I'm thinking you might need some tea or maybe about 15 hours of rest.
I could actually go for a nap again.
There's something that's been bothering me.
Huh, if it isn't the defense stalling for time as always.
His eyes are
Classic.
bloodshot and he can barely speak, sir.
So, did Athena give you that shiner? What's going on, Apollo? Very well, I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time.
Yes, I did give him that shiner.
You have 5 seconds. If I had to be a betting man, I would think that you and Miss Woods and Athena got into a slug fight. Ha ha ha.
Ah, 5 seconds?
After that, I declare the cross-examination to be closed and the verdict to be rendered.
What?
Your boldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for a countdown. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Very well. Ready? Yes.
5 seconds?
We don't have time. Spit it out, Athena.
Only 3 seconds more. This is fun.
Ah, look, I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete.
Meaning?
Meaning there's something missing. They conveniently left it out and explained.
Something they didn't explain? Something they didn't explain. Something they didn't explain.
explain.
Ah! You're right! I think I know what they're talking about. Or what you're talking about.
You do, Apollo? Oh, the timer!
You got 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice.
No!
Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you would like to rebuttal?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There is something for the There is something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court, Your Honor.
I could go for a bagel. Well, if you put it that way. What is it that the prosecution has failed to explain?
If the person was dead! Wait. I don't actually know what their face failed to explain. Well, I don't know actually the answer.
Please. Motive formata, why the body was removed. 5 seconds are up. You must pick one. Which one is it?
Which one? Why would they move the body after killing him? That doesn't make any sense.
The motive for murder?
I'm gonna go, why would the body move?
Alright, why was the body moved? That sounds like a song.
But why was the body moved?
Why the body moved? Move that body, make sure you don't hurt nobody. With that knife stabbed inside, he's dead. Oh my. Alright. Yes, I was a rapper in my old days. Alright, here we go.
Oh my god.
That actually worked.
That actually went.
Ad-lib for the win. They have failed to explain with my
They failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would rather bringing the body... What? They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all! If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave the body in the rocket?
In the rocket?
Darn it! Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the lounging...
Yes, why go through all of the trouble to bring him back there? That is very interesting.
Too many freaking characters. Why go through truth? It's like, it's compressing my vocal cords to be really high, and then really low, and then really all over the place. My throat is getting... I don't even know who I am anymore. Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge? Yes, that's true. And I think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that. That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong? Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice. I will do that. All right, the defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him! Yeah! Fulbright, explain to our sad friend here before I nod off to his monotone monologue. Inform him exactly why Spaceboy moved the victim. Huh? Oh, they've got to be joking. It's simple. Here we go again. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression he heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made it, that's why he made sure to make it... That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there would be a record.
Oh.
At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames? What a dramatic sob story fit for the silver screen. Indeed, I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story and was looking forward to seeing it in pictures. You see, yet the true ending is all that traces of his hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion.
Objection! What are you talking about? There was no third explosion!
Get out of that tree, you stupid feline! Yes! You're gonna be squirted in the face. That's justice for you. What are we doing? Oh, right.
Link is coming back for more.
Why I don't get it. You get squirted and then he comes back over. It's like...
You had enough?
Do it again!
Are you thirsty for more?
You're thirsty. He comes back. He's like, squirt me again! I don't understand that. It's like you discipline him and then he walks back up and he's like...
The cat is like, do it! Hit me! I can take it! Squirt me in the face!
I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Squirt me. Squirt me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it! Do it!
Silence.
I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Indeed, you are correct.
You can't discipline him because he wants to be squirted.
Want to know how I got these wet marks? It's a squirt bottle. But that's thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who intended to secure... But that's thanks... Yeah. One sec. Samurai. But it's thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. You know, all the time, he would have like a hankering for Hawk because he's always eating that feather. Either he eats chicken every day, or maybe he has more than one taka.
Oh, wow.
The steel coffin beside the witness stand. That would be a bomb transport case. Wait, do they open it in this case to find the detective inside? Or does does the detective actually
Oh my gosh, what?
No, never mind. I think the detective actually testifies in this. I think. Probably.
We used that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy.
Oh my gosh, it's all connected.
What?
One of the second floor of the main building, one on the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third one was discovered before it could be detonated, for it had not. The victim's body was, and other vital evidence would surely have been boomed. I mean, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have gone up in smoke. That sounds better.
Objection!
Object. Oh.
It's me! Yeah!
Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me, fool.
It's like he's reading my mind. Wait, how did I hurt my eye if it's not the explosion?
As it's still ongoing forensic investigation, I did not have the evidence on hand. However, I know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch.
You found what?
Well, the only person he was with was Junie when he got the black eye.
Oh my gosh, Junie got jealous. Do you have a thing for Robin? What? No! You do! My eye! Now you'll see only me with your good eye. Okay.
Yeah.
I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such a damning device. Oops. Whether the Space Center director and the detective Arms stumbled across the murder weapon, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble brain that he is.
No! Mr. Starbucks would never do anything like that. He has an entire chain of coffees named after him.
Yeah, that's right.
Ah!
Apollo didn't even see that coming because he has no depth perception.
Justice Dono, open your eyes and see the truth.
This appears to be irrefutable... Wait, what? This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions. I can be smart.
No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth.
Still can't accept it? You'll believe in your client, come what may? Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself?
What? This has got to be a trap.
It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game.
Wait, this is a game?
Yes.
It all makes sense now.
It's like people are controlling us and voicing us really badly.
Oh my gosh. Did they get Funimation to do it? I mean, yeah, it sounds like he was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue.
Why do you say that, Apollo?
Zing. Because he had to just because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down.
Then making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan, too. Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Now, let's hear from Mr. Archvillain, the fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck.
Okay.
This guy kind of looks like a coffee barista.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, is a barista the woman version of barrister? What?
What?
Is it called a barrister if you're a guy?
I don't know.
Are you always a barista if you're a... I think it's a girl version of the word if you're a girl that makes coffee.
Defendant testimony. Okay. Oh, this case goes all over the place. Okay, where are we?
Witness, your name and occupation, if you please.
Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen?
Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give your testimony? Do you need to have something for your tummy ache?
No.
Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of space-centered bombing in the murder of Clay Tennant. Please testify to these allegations.
Mind if I take the suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence.
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life.
Oh, right, he's supposed
Oh
to be...
man, but the suit banished me to the moon. I don't care anymore.
Wow! That was super negative! Is he gonna be alright up there, Apollo?
He'll be fine, I think.
Uh,
As long as he doesn't totally give up and say that he did it, that is.
yeah, hopefully he doesn't accidentally confess. Oops.
I didn't kill him. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed to the corridor. Clay and I had passed out. Well, Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. Stop moving your hands, it's really confusing. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him.
Yeah, that guy looks like he would work at Starbucks
Yeah.
and not be
He does look like a barista. Barista. A coffee man. You assert you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim?
Ha ha ha. But I bet you think I'm lying, right?
I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony.
Okay. I'm sure you don't believe me, though. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Wait.
It's Baristi.
Baristi? That's stupid.
You can also call it
No, I'm good. I'm not calling him
Barman.
Baristi. No. Barman works, yes. You hit up the barman too much. Okay, that works.
We can just call him Coffee Man.
Coffee Man works too. Alright, you're up.
Wow.
Get up, get up, get
I
up!
cannot believe the male version of it is Baristi.
Now it's gonna be Coffee Man. Mr. Coffee Man, give me a coffee. Or tea. They serve tea at those places too.
Yeah. People who can't stomach the hard coffee.
Right.
Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut?
I will say that's when I saw you in that movie. You appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy.
It wasn't even me. It was an actor. I guess I'm just a big disappointment.
Yeah.
I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. What a depressing fellow. So if you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sigh of yours would rub off on the other inmates.
Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago?
Huh? That was Blackwell sighing?
Oh.
Wow, Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbucks is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. And the truth shall set you free.
Cross-examination.
It's cross-examination time!
I didn't kill him.
It's time to cross-examination.
Summon the crocodile to eat him.
That didn't work
All
out.
I did was support Clay.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at the time? Of course. He was alive and well.
Silence.
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this knife thingy. What? No! Black hole confirmed. Dead ahead. It's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in!
Objection!
Hold on much longer, Captain.
Mr. Starbuck, you're not in space anymore. Please, give your testimony seriously? Oh, it was just nerves. But maybe I shouldn't have said that he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over.
That's two different things.
Those are complete opposite ends of the spectrum, you idiot.
He's alive and well, but completely slumped over in that movie.
He's alive and well, but he's dead. It's totally... He was sleeping. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level.
Hold it!
Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? That's right. We always use it to get to the cockpit. You know, that's where the thing
Like
is that we
navigation and
navigate stuff.
Steering. That makes sense. So he was just using the route he always used. Wow. Fascinating, Apollo.
No, that's my surfer voice. Like, if you want Shaggy, Shaggy's up here. I'm Captain Starbucks, man.
I think we all do want Shaggy, Lou.
No! That'd be like too much for my vocal cords.
Whoa.
No, he's like a surfer guy, cause he looks weird.
So that makes sense. He was just using the route he had always used. Fascinating.
In spite of the fact that they had just been in an explosion.
Huh? There was an explosion?
I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. Like a spaceship.
Don says zoink Scoob.
Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate.
Hold it!
Passed out? Why was he passed out? Do you have a tummy ache? Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. Why am I playing with an imaginary panel? Hey, it's a little wonder a person would pass out, right? I guess. Not that I'd know. Ah! I've been hit by space debris! Oh gosh! The main engine's on fire! I'm gonna blow! Ah!
Watch out, Mr. Spaceman.
Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if the person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway. No, I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him.
Hold it!
Don't worry, I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out alright. As right as your eye? I mean, but everyone's glaring at me like I did it.
Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. Come on!
What? And how am I supposed to do that?
Well, I don't know. Like, try to imagine how he's feeling, and then use that to figure out how to boost his confidence by reading his mind.
What? Mr. Starbuck, I'm trying to mind with your mind now. Meld with your mind. Vulcan mind meld. I'm seeing a plethora of emotions. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like this when he would repeat, "I'm fine," to himself. I'm fine. Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. But even if I shouted, Clay will still be dead. What's the use? Can somebody please reassure me now?
Oh, Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony.
Yeah, I was thinking of the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction somewhere, right? I was just wondering why it's there and what it means for our case, though.
Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. Brandon says, where's the mood matrix when you need it?
I guess I'll have to show some evidence.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Evidence.
Well,
this could be a problem.
Yep.
Evidence. We have to show some evidence.
Present. Ow. That's my knee.
Did we already, I'm sorry, sweetheart.
We pressed him on everything.
Pressed everything?
Yeah. What do you want to press, or what do you want to present? We have this one. All I did was support Clay. Like I took the elevator down. Then we got Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate.
Okay.
I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him.
Alright. I think we should look at the evidence and can we examine some of the evidence and see what's happening with it?
Oh, I haven't even seen any evidence yet. What do we have? We have the knife. The life of the astronaut was ended by the knife.
The life of the... yeah.
By Job, I think she's got it. Bombing report. The explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building in the middle launch pad. The bombs went off despite tight security. Police officers and riot police had been standing by, gave the evacuation. The launch pad door locked. A biometric door locked, operated by fingerprint recognition. Only the defendant and the victim and the Space Center director had access. There's the thing.
What about that diagram over there and this thing in the manila envelope?
There's a dead guy.
Oh, I don't like looking at that. Ah, please. Luke, stop. Luke, no. I want to look at the other thing.
You don't get the point, Amber.
Luke! No.
We have to stick it to this case.
Luke, come on.
Okay.
Wait, what was that diagram we missed?
Like always,
That
I
you
took the elevator down to the middle level and headed to the corridor.
Next to the disturbing body picture. What was the diagram?
What, that?
No! The diagram next to that!
He's sleeping.
Luke, the diagram next to it. Alright, that's not helping at all.
Space Center diagram.
Luke, what were the other reports on the bombing?
Bombing report. The explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building and the middle level of the launch pad near the elevator.
Well, that's interesting because it says the fire is near the elevator. So if the elevator was on fire, how could he take the elevator? I'm gonna go with that. I don't know what the chat thinks, but I think we should present that on... Wait, yeah, on this one, because he said he took the elevator. I think that contradicts.
Sure, let's take a stab at it.
No! Luke, please! It's disturbing!
Objection!
I guess we'll try it.
All right, Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible.
What?
Sorry.
I was not being accurate!
No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level.
Yeah, because there was a fire there.
What makes you say that, Mr. Justice?
Well, please recall where the bomb went off in the launch pad. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right. Which means...
Exactly. The launch pad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts.
Oh!
What? What's with the helmet?
Mission Command! Mission Command, do you read me? Please, come in!
Wow.
This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck.
My helmet! Oxygen tank! Oxygen concentration, body temperature declining, requesting...
Dude, you can breathe air.
Someone get this man a medic! Mr. Starbuck, we're not in space right now, I think. Please stop pretending you've lost consciousness and stand up!
Well, I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth.
I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut, and what it would be like if he died in space.
Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than he was during all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used the middle elevator?
I was nervous and said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Actually, I took a different route, I think.
A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time.
I'll get it right this time, maybe. No, I mean probably.
Probably.
It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you that accuracy is paramount in this court.
Where's the other kitty? My escape route. Okay. Okay. This is 11016, my escape route. You know, we really don't have a lot of evidence for this case.
Yeah, we don't. We just have a few diagrams of the space station, and that's pretty much it. And this guy's testimony... And this guy, honestly, it's hard for me to believe a guy would be able to be allowed to... I mean, I don't think he could work for NASA with his hair like that.
I don't think he could work with NASA with his fear of space.
Yes.
I think
he has
that's
anxiety.
a huge problem.
How could he have to take anxiety meds in space? That would not be... You're supposed to be extremely physically fit with, like, no problems whatsoever if you're in space.
Well, yeah, especially if you're a captain in charge of other people. You're going to kill you all.
Let's see, my escape route. Hey, what I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route, maybe, probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator?
Yeah, that's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way.
Whoa.
Whoa. Excellent! Wild stallion!
No. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the next thing to Mr. Terrain here, right? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you?
It almost goes without saying, but yeah, the capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With this spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important.
I need you to answer to your best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm guilty after all. I wonder if you could see in the stars in prison. I bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship.
Dude, that's pretty depressing.
Man, this dude is so depressing. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Ace Attorney's friend.
Yeah.
From the first game.
Larry?
Larry.
Let's see, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake.
How could you mistake such a basic fact?
Hey, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has them. No. But try thinking about vastness of space instead. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighboring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, human error is insignificant.
I'd wish he'd consider it just a little more significant than 0.
Enough jabbering. Get on with your testimony. I remember now. I took down a different route, probably.
Hold it!
Maybe? Probably? Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck?
I didn't say either of those things. Mission Control, come in, please. An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate emergency tin can telephone. Oh no! No! Tin can telephones are ineffective in the vacuum of space!
Stop this nonsense or I'll sever you and your tin can telephone.
Right, I'm begging you. I'll tell you the truth. Just don't sever anything.
Oh my gosh. Apollo, is he gonna be alright?
I'm starting to think he's not.
I'm, very much considering sending this man to a right room with padded walls after he's found not guilty, because I think it would be in everyone's best interest that this man is locked away for everyone's safety.
Let's see. So, about when we were running away... with the capsule and Clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
Hold it!
The upper level of the launch pad area?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said, isn't it?
Granted, that route doesn't exist. Wait, granted, that route does exist. So to recap, you and Clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand.
Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up, you know? So even though Clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other hand.
I don't think the meaning of what he just said has hit him yet.
Huh. You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Dono.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. It's time to present some evidence.
Alright, so Mr. Starbuck escaped with Clay and the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. I can see why he couldn't run, though.
He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself.
Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could have even walked under those circumstances.
Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage.
Okay, let's see. My escape route, what I said before, was a mistake.
Alright, so we have to present something now.
Well, there's something really weird about what he's saying. Can we look at the diagram and see what...
I remember.
Did he have to go downstairs or a ladder to get downstairs? Because if he had to climb down a ladder and he had one thing in each hand, how could he possibly do that?
Diagram? What diagram?
Luke! Not that! I just want the diagram of, like, the space center or whatever it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look at that! So he couldn't... Look at, there's a ladder there, Luke. He couldn't go to that weird elevator. It was out. And he said he went to the ladder, but he was holding something in each hand. How would he hang on to the ladder? That's what I think. Yeah, I think I would present it there and see what happens. I don't know.
Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth?
The truth? Let me see. The Earth is blue. No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it.
What?
The truth, Mr. Starbucks!
The oxygen concentration is super low in this area. Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Justice, Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help him draw out the truth from him.
All right, Mr. Starbuck, under these circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route.
Huh?
Not as long as this was along the escape route. Amber says the ladder.
Yeah, I think the ladder.
To get down from the upper to the middle level where the launch pad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck?
Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
No. But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Taryn over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, pulling him at over 200 pounds. Putting him at over 200 pounds.
Oh. Well, it was easy on the moon. Gravity's only like 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
You weren't on the moon.
But the space center's located on Earth.
Oh my god.
Short of being an octopus climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, wouldn't you say?
Oh.
So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full?
Maybe he...
Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now!
Whoa.
Ah! Oh, engineer, where's that engineer? Oxygen leak detected due to faulty. Ah!
What in the... He's flying the coop?
Ah, help! I'm caught on the ceiling. Help! Anyone! Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned.
I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real, except that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, he's gonna end up... I don't want to be rude, but he's gonna end up in the psych ward or something because he isn't thinking normally.
Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground this time? Should we take his parachute away?
Yeah, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth and nothing but the truth?
You can't handle the truth. Oh, anything but that.
What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbucks I know.
It appears Spaceboy is prone to deception.
Witness!
Yikes! Yes, sir. I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that. I'm tripping out.
What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell?
Huh. Didn't I already state that Spaceboy is ironically terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug was found in his system.
That can't be good.
He shouldn't be operating any type of vehicle
Yeah.
under drugs. I sense things are about to nosedive.
It says you're not even supposed to drive a car with that kind of stuff.
You can't even drive a forklift on anxiety medicine, because you'll, like, crash.
Yeah, imagine driving a spaceship on the kind
Anxiety medicines are prone to hallucinations.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
Hey, you got it all wrong. I told them during the investigation, too. I'm not on drugs. I don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. I never took any medicine, I swear.
Uh-huh.
It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it.
Weird.
How could that be?
Somebody must have slipped me a Mickey or something. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects? Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened.
What?
I still have my parachute.
Order! Order in the court!
We can't get any useful testimony out of him if we don't remember. He doesn't remember anything.
Well, this certainly explains why his testimony keeps changing.
Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember?
I guess he didn't want anyone to find out. He was terrified of going into space.
Maybe I really did do it.
Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. It does? So what is it?
A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Dono. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder.
Oh my god.
My, I see. And then the defendant could have climbed down with his free hand.
Objection!
Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself.
So you're capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct.
Really? Oh, thanks. Ah!
Scream! Scream!
Huh? What's this?
It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured, and I'm sure you figured out why.
You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body.
I am, for they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence.
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of a fabric of tomorrow. The fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer. I doubt that. Gravity.
Yeah, because...
If he weighs 200 pounds and he's dropped, it doesn't matter how cushy his quote-unquote spacesuit is, he would weigh even more as the gravity pulled him down.
Yeah, because actually, in physics, you learn that gravity actually accelerates 9.8 seconds per second. Every second you fall, you actually accelerate and you fall faster and faster. It's fun to think about. The only thing that actually doesn't fall, like everything falls and accelerates at the same rate if you drop it from the same height, but actually the only thing that wouldn't actually fall at the same rate would be something like a feather, because a feather actually has wind resistance, so it would actually float on the wind. But
yeah,
like,
but wouldn't the mass increase as he's falling?
Yeah, it would. The force of the mass times the force of,
and they didn't find any
the
bruising.
acceleration times the mass, so the impact would keep, the longer and longer it would fall, the impact would be greater and greater.
Also, is this helmet heavier in the front? If he was dropped and he already had the knife in him, like, he would probably fall face down, then the knife would be further in his chest.
Yeah, if he fell face down, yeah, the knife would stab further in his chest.
So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark. I don't think so. You didn't go to school. Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. What are the chances? You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suit works. But he was tripping out! There's no way! And now my argument has been proven. Space Boy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped this body from the upper level. And after climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. He wouldn't be this aware. Wait, the tank's not ruptured in the picture.
Oh wow, really?
Look.
There's nothing wrong with it.
The tank's not broken.
That's weird.
That is weird. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. Gah! Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tank considered it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. Yoink. Yuck!
There, so every second you fall, the velocity increases. So you start at a velocity of 0 meters per second. After 1 second, you're at 9.8 meters per second. And after 2 seconds, you're falling at 19.6 meters per second. After 3 seconds, you're actually falling at 29.4 meters per second.
Amber.
So you're going to fall faster and faster every second you fall.
You do realize I have a fear of falling. So I don't like talking about it.
So basically, you'll fall slowly at the beginning, and as you get closer to the ground, it'll be so fast you won't be able to stop it.
Stop talking about falling!
Oh, I didn't realize you had a fear of falling.
I don't
You
like
want me
heights.
to send you this chart about how fast you're falling at the end? I'm sorry.
The only thing that went falling was your cell phone. Oxygen tank added to the court record.
Hey, this report is pretty detailed.
Let's see. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. I guess that means these glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tank. I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space. Space boy. Yeah! Huh. Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful when viewed through bars. You mean the stars are seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. Ha ha, that's not half bad, though. Mr. Starbuck? Prosecutor Blackwell got to him good. Spaceship prison cell. Fly me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. And then, let's get sucked into a black hole together.
Objection!
You idiot! Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh? Yes, Apollo? You know Clay really looked up to you. He said you were an incredible man. He said you'd never give up your dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that? So don't give up. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck! I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of life's mission. Right. We'll both be fine. I'll prove you're innocent, you'll see. And after that, we'll get back into space. Get you back into space. Hurrah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul! I'm on fire! I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself! There is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let Clay down. Balderdash. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me. Solomon Soul Starbuck! Ready for launch! Begin the countdown! 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, sorry.
1! Lift off! This is so weird.
Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch.
Apollo, you did it! You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over the Mr. Starbuck.
I'm here now.
I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled through himself. Huh. If you simpletons are done massaging one another's egos. Oh my gosh.
What? That's
Oh.
weird.
How long has this been?
People said it just started happening.
Okay.
And it's not even... Nothing is going...
What's YouTube's doing? Weird.
He's a coffin man. Oh, I think it's gonna be a long, long time before he gets put into space again.
The guy is not mentally okay.
I think it's gonna be a long, long time
Insane rocket.
before they put him into space again.
Okay. Oxygen tank. Added. Let's go.
Blast off to the truth, says Majo. Yep, something got stuck in Athena's throat, Don. That's why she sounded a little different. He has quite the imagination. I love it, says Crossfighter. Yeah, this Rocket guy is really funny.
Rocket Man! No matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your baldness? Gah! I can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space.
What's happening? Oh, that's right, they're friends.
I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think. If the only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck, and if Clay were already dead by the time this footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck.
So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case, I would still be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself. Now, let's see. About this data that we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in launch pad number 1. But if I'm gonna prove that's false, then there must be something I can use here. Enough of this farce, your boldness. Let's have the verdict.
Objection!
I don't think so. Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to have a rushed verdict. What about this oxygen tank data you just submitted, huh? It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining, while Mr. Terrain's had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Then, I guess it simply means that it's faulty, as evidence goes. You will explain what you mean, Justice Dono. Alright, it's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look here at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean.
I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory.
Yes, Your Honor. Blah, right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to. Wait, what? The victim's tank was ruptured with 0 left. The defendant's had 80% remaining. Oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder.
Wait a second. It doesn't say his tank.
You can't see his tank number.
You can't see what his tank says. But look at that contradictory right there.
It says 50 for the other guy.
That contradicts what he said. He said he had 80 left over. It said right on his tank right there that he had 50 left over. That's weird. Maybe he killed the guy for his oxygen tank. Maybe his oxygen tank was messed up. Maybe that's his oxygen tank. And then the other guy had a perfectly fine oxygen tank, so he murdered him and then took his oxygen tank. I don't know. It's just my
Whatever.
idea.
We're just going to present the security footage.
Fine.
Take that!
And how does this evidence present a contradiction?
Well, the problem is that... Wow. The problem is this part here, Your Honor.
Take that!
Not the remaining oxygen in Mr. Note the remaining wow. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terran.
It appears to say 50.
Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining.
Yeah.
The oxygen in the tank increased?
I see Your Honor finds it strange as I do. It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond logical. Illogical.
Oh my, you're absolutely right, but what's going on here?
Silence!
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that the defendant is carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
I'm gonna bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase as your rations don't increase. What? Therefore, the new information is critical. We can't overlook it.
Silence!
In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle or mystery increasing oxygen? You better not disappoint or I'll declare the inconsistency as a mere equipment malfunction. Urgh!
Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased?
Of course I can. The thing to do at a time like this is turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried Clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. Wait a second. What if the man who is being escorted out of the spaceship isn't Clay, but it's actually the astronaut, Mr. Starbuck? What if he's the one that's passed out?
What if Clay was carrying Mr. Starbuck out, and then maybe he saw that? I don't know.
I still don't know how he got. He
Why
probably
would he
passed
kill
out.
him, though?
Probably passed out because of all the medicine.
Maybe he went insane because he was all on all that medicine and then
drugs,
killed him.
Yeah. All right. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not why did the oxygen level increase, but what had to have happened to make it look like it increased? Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here?
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
All right. Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer, probably. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. The victim was carrying the defendant. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think you're right. We should go with what you think, Luke. I think sounds good.
141.
So the guy possibly dragged him out of there, and then after he saved his life, he killed the guy who saved his life. It's pretty messed up. Yeah, that's weird.
All right, let's do it.
This is a weird case. Also, why would he need to murder him anyway if they were on Earth? There was plenty of oxygen.
Somebody murdered him in the lobby. That's what I'm thinking.
What?
Yeah. The victim was carrying the defendant. What if it was the other way around, Your Honor?
The other way around? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? I'm very confused.
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terrain, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terrain at all. It was Mr. Terrain who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge.
Whoa!
It was what?
Nani?
Order on the court! Order! Mr. Justice! You mean to tell me that the person on the right in the image is the victim, Clay Terrain?
It's the only way the riddle of the increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0%.
Wow. That's right! There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing.
That's right. This means Mr. Terrain was alive as they made their escape to the lounge.
Whoa.
Huh. How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his hands full?
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with your broken blade. Excuse me?
Nani? You okay, sweetheart?
Yeah, let me finish. Okay. Excuse me? It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose the matter needs further investigating. But we have proof that Mr. Terrain was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims, and opens the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party.
Whoa.
Gah! There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene, but can we truly trust their statements?
Let's see, Apollo. The two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police?
Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging.
It seems that we'll have to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene.
Score!
Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in the court right now. Bailiff, could you please show the Detective Arm to the stand?
Whoa. What?
I have an announcement, everyone.
What's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but, it's about to explode.
Explode? Oh, explode!
Nani?
A bomb? Now?
Oh.
Everybody run!
Eek! I don't want to die! No! Everybody's panicking!
Silence.
Heedless chickens with death wish, the lot of you. Calm yourselves afore all else.
Come on, Apollo! Let's get out of here!
But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? And who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here.
Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die! Come on, this way!
Hey, ouch! Let me go!
Is that her?
That's Woods.
Who's Woods?
Juniper.
Oh, Apollo!
Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet?
Eek!
Juniper! Are you alright?
Apollo! Apollo, no! Not that way! Oh!
Ah!
Oh my gosh. Disturbing. And that was the death of Apollo.
Well, the Apollo we knew. He does care for Juniper. He saved her. To be continued. They should have showed the anime again.
I would have been down with watching that again.
The bomb explodes. Let's see, 147.
That was disturbing. Why did that guy come in and say someone has reactivated the bomb?
He did it.
Pretty sure it was him. Why would he say someone has done it? Who else is going to know how to reactivate it except for him? It seems super sus.
Right. 149. Next chapter. Ooh, alright. Okay, let's go. Next chapter. The Cosmic Turnabout.
Wow, that was really dramatic.
That was a very dramatic episode, yeah?
I wanted to see the anime again.
In the middle of a Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. We managed to clear Miss Woods' name. But Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tonate. December 19th, 3:21 p.m. Wright Anything Agency.
Apollo is a tough guy, but this is taking its toll on him.
Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by Tonate like that on top of all his other injuries. Apollo is resting at a nearby clinic at the moment. I've had some experience with that place myself, actually. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in a hospital of all places.
He looks like a cool anime villain.
Yeah. You must miss him too, huh? Now that you don't have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll heal quickly and be back before you know it.
He's Wolverine?
Yeah, totally. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating.
Alright, enough of this, people! Time to not be moping around! Dry your eyes, both of you! Come on!
Ah, you're the only one who's crying, Athena.
What? Technicalities! Look, we have work to do! We have to take over!
Take over what exactly?
Apollo Space Center case, of course. As no verdict's been reached, there's still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense and get some Starbucks on the way. We have to avenge our fallen comrade. Right, Daddy?
Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know.
He will be going to his grave soon, and we will miss him. Good. Now let's get this settled. Let's get going. Come on, everyone. We gotta run. Yeah.
Wait, right now? Ah, jeez. We better not be running the whole way. There she goes. I better go catch up. Now, can you take care of the office, Trucy?
Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm gonna bake some cookies and fill up my magic panties for you.
Trucy seems to be feeling a little better. That sounded odd, though. I can always count on Athena to perk everybody up with her enthusiasm.
Oh, she's back! Don't mind me, just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, documents, bag.
Sounds more like you forgot everything.
What?
I can always count on Athena for that, too.
Huh? Alright, you two, let's be careful out there.
December 19th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. So, our client is one Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, I've even heard of him.
That's right! He's a super famous astronaut who works at the Cosmos Space Center. He was actually up in the outer space 7 years ago.
You seem to know quite a lot about him. Now I'm all excited to meet the man. Wow, and that was the longest sigh I've ever heard.
Apollo told me all about you. You're Phoenix Wright, Apollo's mentor, right?
Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it, actually.
Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have got you covered.
Ah, and you are the new kid that Apollo told me about? Wait, don't I know you from somewhere?
Huh? Oh, you mean the other than at your trial? I don't think so.
I guess so. My mistake. My memory isn't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, I'm so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft.
Whoa.
Yikes. He seriously got to stop depressing himself. He's depressing me.
Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entertaining the stratosphere, that just means we'd shine like shooting stars, right?
Like shooting stars, huh? You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? After all, that's where we all put on this earth to do, right? To shine like stars.
I guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash.
Yeah, and then they hit the ground
yeah, here we go! 3, 2, 1! Stratosphere and beyond!
He's swimming?
Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want.
Is that really all it takes? Alright. I think we're going to end it here because I'm a little lightheaded.
To infinity and beyond!
So guys, we're going to do a cliffhanger, kind of, sort of. If you want another episode, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 400 additional views to the 600 that we gave you for this episode by tomorrow morning. If not, we have something else to take this stream's place with Contra coming out tomorrow. So,
yeah, thanks for the awesome comments, everyone. I'm glad you guys had fun, and we had fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
yeah, I'm a little dizzy, so your next stream will be starting up at 7 o'clock for Final Fantasy. But we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was pretty crazy. What happened to Apollo and stuff like that. I thought they'd actually show an anime, but they didn't. So,
Next time, the Space Center mystery investigation continues, says Don Haka. That's right.
Yep. So remember, guys and gals, on our channel, we require 1,000 views for live streams to continue. So this one got like 610. It has to get 1,000 by tomorrow morning. So you have until 7 a.m. If not, we do have a stream that we can replace this with tomorrow, so don't worry about it. But, yeah.
Hello Kitty Roller Racing!
No, the new Contra game.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, guys and gals, you'll be migrated over to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy stream will start when it's around 40 likes. I'm going to go grab some cereal real quick so I can get some food in me, and then I will see you guys on Final Fantasy. Thanks so much for watching, thanks for the super chat, and thank you to our new member today. See you guys in a little bit.
See ya!